Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So in our last few videos, we understood about NumPy, pandas, and how to work with the object-oriented programming. I gave you the understanding of different components and how you can connect them together. Now, when we do the actual project, you will have the complete understanding of each and everything, but try to understand all of these functions because in future, when you work as a data engineer, data scientist, you will have much more understanding and you will have the complete reference. So whenever you need anything, you can go to the netbook and check the functions and do your work. So in this series, I want to mainly focus on the two different things. First is working with the DateTime and second is working with the different file formats. So in this video, we will work with how to handle different DateTime format using pandas. Working with the DateTime is one of the most important thing you can do as a data engineer. Data comes in various format and these data are time sensitive. So some of the data might come in string format, some of the data might come in different time zones, some of the data might be corrupt too. So you have to make sure all of these date time format are properly formatted so that you can extract the right value from it, such as if you want to extract month, years, day of the week, weekend data, right? All of these things needs to be properly extracted. Your date and time is in proper format. So we will understand about all of the different things in this video. So one thing is that you will be using all of this date time format using SQL queries, but we will understand about how to work with the SQL queries in our next course. So SQL for data engineering, I will launch that course so you can understand about how to work with date and time format using SQL, but also having understanding of how to work with date and time format with programmatically is also important. So we will understand about how to handle these date and time format programmatically. So again, for the starters, we have like pandas import as pd and import numpy as np. So we're just going to importing these packages. First thing is converting strings to date time. So what we are doing over here is that we are creating one data frame. We have the date column, we have the value column, we are providing some dates as a list, and then we are providing some values. So if I run this and if I print this, you will see we have the date and value, we have the 3 rows and the 2 columns available. So this is the basic. This we already understood in our last video when we were understanding everything about pandas. But if we print the info, we already understood about this function. This prints information about the entire data frames and give you summary such as how many entries are there, how many columns we have and everything, right? If we look into this, we have the date, which is in the object data type, and we have the value, which is in the integer. So we want this date to be in proper date time format or timestamp format, right? So for that, we have a function available inside the pandas, which is pd dot to date time, and then it takes the argument as the column that you want to convert. So if we do this and if we run this and if you just print the info again, you will see this is now converted into date time format. So earlier we had this into object format, now it is converted into date time format. Object basically means pandas doesn't know which type it is. It can be string, it can be anything. So it is kind of like the mix of multiple data type. So that is the reason it is giving this object. But when you specify and tell the pandas that this particular column is in date time format, this will convert this into date time, and then this is now converted into proper format into date and time. So this is the basic. So if you have a column which is in the string format, then you can just pass this column into to date time and you will get the right output. We have the documentation also available inside the panda. So I will also show you how to read documentation to do the different work. So as you can see it over here we have the pandas to date time, and it takes a lot of different arguments. So we will understand about some of the arguments and also read about it. So when you want to use the new function, you will also get the understanding on how to use this documentation and understand the documentation and make use out of it. So a lot of people find difficulty in reading the documentation, but I will explain you how to read documentation properly in this video also. Okay, so this is about like converting our string into proper date time. Then let's say if we want to format our date time into particular order. So over here again what we are doing is we are creating a same data frame as we did it on the top, nothing new. We are also doing the to date time format, again the same function, but over here we are passing one argument, day first is equal to true. So if we do this and if we run this, this converts into this particular format, which is kind of the date and time, but over here we will have the date at the last. So what we are really doing, let's read the documentation. Okay, so we have the day first. It takes two argument. It is in the boolean format. So specify the date parse order if arg is a string or list like. So if true, parses date with the day first. Example 10, 11, 12. Then it will parse it as 2012, 11 and 10. So we are telling pandas that this first date, right? This first date is actually a day, then we have the month, and then we have the year. So this will convert it into proper date time format. So into such as like year, month, and day. So when you put day first as true, this will tell the pandas this particular thing 10 is date, so make sure you consider this particular thing as a day. Okay, the day is like 1 2 3 4 till 30, then we have the month, and then we have the year. So as you can see it over here, we have the 3 and 3 are considered as a day over here. So this is just about the basic formatting of day first. Then if you want to put the custom formatting, okay, so in most of the programming language and also in SQL, you have to put the formatting if you want the date in specific format. So we have data coming from multiple sources, so some of the data might be coming into different formats. Some of the data might be coming into slash based format, so something like this. Some of the data might be coming into this format. Some of the data might be coming into day and time. Some of the time might be coming into 24 hours format, such as like 13 14 to 24, and some of them might be coming into the 12-hour format, such as like 1 p.m 2 p.m or 1 a.m 2 a.m. Okay, so we have to make sure all of those things comes into single format so that we can easily process our data. So over here again we have the data frame available, which is the date and the value. So as you can see, we have like date such as 2016 610, and then we have some time, which is like the hour, minutes, and seconds. Okay, so we have the year, month, date, then hour, minutes, and seconds. So what we are doing over here is that df date, we are just doing the pd to date time. Again, same function. We are providing our function, we are providing our column name over here, and then we are also providing the format. So this is the format in which you want to convert your date time in. Okay, so we have the year, then we have the date, then we have the month, hour, minutes, and seconds. So what does all of these means? You can just click on over here and see the documentation. So for each and every format, right? So we have the capital Y, percentage capital Y. So if you go over here and check the capital percentage Y, this means years with a century as a decimal number. So if you want to convert your year into this format, such as 2013 14 2023, you will use the capital Y. If you want to convert your year into two decimal formats, such as 0102 or 23, this is the current year, instead of 2023, it will consider it as a 23, right? Something like that. So this is basically capital Y. So if you see the percentage T, it is basically day of the month as a zero padded decimal number. So if we have anything such as like the 1, instead of 1, it will convert it in the 0 1 format. So it will convert it into proper format. Same with the months, hours, minutes, and seconds. So you can read more about all of these different things and understand about different understand about how it converts particular value into particular format by providing all of these directives, and it also has the meaning. So if we do this and if we print this, you will see now our date and time looks into much cleaner format. So if we check this, we have like 2016, that is there. Then what do we have? We need D. Our date here was like 10, so we have the 10 available. Then our month was 6, so instead of 6 we have the 06, because now it is converted into proper time format. Then we had like 20 30 and 0, so we have 20 30 and 00, because this is the proper time format to be stored. Instead of 0, it should be always 00. Instead of 4, it should be 04 05 and 01. So as you can see it over here, this is into proper date time format. So we just converted our garbage data into proper date and time format by providing this format value. You can also modify this according to your needs. So if you want something like Y, M, and D, you can also do that. And if you do this, this will give you 06 and the 10, 07 and 10, something like that. So this will keep changing data according to the requirement you put, and this will give you the right output at the end. So inside our toDate function, we also have like one of the parameters, invert date time format. If you keep this as true, this will take some amount of time, and if you keep this as false, this will take some amount of time. So what do we really mean by that? Let me just go to the documentation and let me just show you, right? Where do we have? Okay, invert date time format. Again, it takes as a boolean argument. Default is false. So if true or no format is given, attempt to infer the format of the datetime string based on the first non-nan element, and it can be inferred. Switch to faster mode for parsing them. So what do we really mean by this is that if you keep this as a true, okay, and inside our data, if it finds that there is an element there's a row or there's a one particular element that is in the date time format, it will infer the entire column as the date time, and it will take some time to process that entire thing. So whenever it finds any column or any particular data that is into date time format, it will consider entire column as a date time. But if you keep it as false, it will not spend time inferring the entire schema of the column, and it will just pass the schema as it is. So this is the basic difference. Again, this is not really that important, but just wanted to give you the understanding of different parameters that you can use inside the function, and also read the documentation to understand it. Okay, so this is about the infer datetime format.